And now it's time for Bedtime Stories with Ron
Burlington. Hi, y'alls. How's your evening tonight? Well, tonight, boys and girls, we're gonna read a story called Mrs. Doubtfinger. Now, I know it sounds like Mrs. Doubtfire, but trust me, you like it. It's totally different. Now, a few decades ago, it starts like this. In a cheesy early 90s, there lived this dumb slob of a daddy named Lucas McCoylicuddy. Now, he had a dumb, shitty job and a dumb-ass fucking face and dumb-ass ugly children. Especially his mouth was creepy. It was just nasty with that upper lip, and it was kind of what you would call a flappadoodle. Kind of looked like a number 3 turned 45 degrees, and whenever he would talk, he would make slurping farty noises. Now, however he got married in the first place, that was just, that's mind-boggling, because this guy was a creepy genetic disaster, and he was even ugly on the inside. Now, he regularly enjoyed fingering his children. And this is why you just say no, kiddies. Because anyway, Lucas McCoylicuddy's wife, well, she done caught him fingering their son Pablo. And she ran at him with the kitchen knife, screaming at the top of her lungs that she was going to cut off his fingers and also his dick and balls off. Lucas, being a sniveling coward, he ran the fuck away and went straight to his gay-ass brother's house. Now, he needed a disguise so that his Peter Puffer of a brother ended up dressing him up like a woman. And Lucas couldn't go back to his job as a cart pusher because his ugly face, it was on the cover of every newspaper in the area. So he decided, like most pedophiles, to start a kid show on a local television station. And he went down there, and he did some stupid finger puppet show, and that creep just running that station, his name was Mac Jolett. And he loved Lucas's finger puppet show so very much. And he told them to be there the next morning at 8 to record another episode. Then he asked Lucas what his name was. And in a high-pitched, shrill slip of voice, he said, "I'm Mrs. Doubtfinger, sweetie. I'll see you in the morning." And he winked at Mac Jolett and gave him a wet, sloppy kiss on the cheek. Mac Jolett had a raging hard-on, and he went in his office just to jerk off like a motherfucker. Now, later that evening, Mrs. Doubtfinger was the number 1 show, and that was after a month of its airing. And Lucas was getting pretty damn rich from it. But all that money in the world didn't make up for him missing fingering his little children. So one morning, he picked up the newspaper, which still had his ugly-ass face on the cover, and the police were offering a handsome reward for his apprehension. So he went to the classified section, and he saw an ad his wife ran for a babysitter. Now, Lucas called the number as Mrs. Doubtfinger set up an interview, went to it, and then he done got that job. I don't know why, but he done got it. Now, the first night he was babysitting his kids, and he gave them baths, and he started done fingering them. His 29-year-old son, Slimothy, said, I would know that knuckle anywhere. I'll miss you, Daddy." So the 33-year-old Christian said the same fucking thing, and Lucas slurped, "You tell Mommy." And when he done got home from her date with her new hunky-ass boyfriend, they went right to the bathroom, and they pulled out a video cameras that was hid in the back of that toilet, and they reviewed the tape and realized that Mrs. Doubtfinger was in fact Lucas McCoylicuddy. So they beat him unconscious. Then they hogtied that son of a bitch. I'd have hogtied him too if I caught him in my home. And when they came to, they fisted the shit out of him, and they beat him. And Lucas cried for mercy, so they set him on fire. He ended up burning to death. Then they brought his charred corpse to that darn police station down the street. They got a couple $1 million. Everyone lives happily ever after. That's the end of that story.